Hi there. Sorry for the little bits of audio weird noises. Our recorder man was opening some file and the audio came through onto the thing for some reason. But sorry about that. I can't really fix it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unproblematic Podcast, episode 11. This may or may not be our final episode. A little bit of dark foreshadowing there. But with that aside, I'm here with Sona.
Hello.
And I'm here with Solomon.
Hello.
And I'm here with my recorder man, Sparko, who may or may not be speaking, but will be reading out his thoughts on text because of the technical difficulties surrounding that. But he's also here. And today we're talking about conspiracy theories. It's a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while because I think it'll be quite interesting. So, as just like before, our Nitbag News guy is in here. So today, we're gonna be doing Nitbag News, but I'm gonna be doing it, and I thought we'd talk about the Euros.
Nice.
Go on, Sona.
Nice.
Lay out your frustration.
I will say, still got the World Cup in it. But I think we were the better team that game. I think Italy played a bit rough. I don't think it really even was football. It was more like WWE for them. Yeah, a lot of dirty tackles, but in the end they won, and that's just it, innit? I will say though, our manager, England's manager, complete idiot, doesn't know what he's doing. I know there are people out there that are gonna say, "Oh yeah, he got you to the final, yeah, with all respect, all that." That's rubbish. I'm sorry. Whoever says that is an idiot, right? He's the same manager. The only thing that's different is the players. We have different players. We have different youngsters. We've got Mount. We've got Foden. We've got Saka. Sterling was in brilliant form, right? Luke Shaw's in brilliant form. That's what got us to the final. Not some tactically illiterate manager that decided to give the decisive penalty to a youngster who was under immense pressure. I just think, we've got a stupid manager, and our club is doomed to fail with him still there.
Where's the anger? Where's the shouting?
It was concentrated anger. I decided not to let my head blow up and kill everyone around me.
Oh, okay, cool. You're being smart with your anger. Solomon, let your anger out. Let the anger flow through you.
To be honest, when I watched that full game, England looked at the better side, and like when Rashford missed the penalty, yes, it was heartbroken. Yeah, but I don't understand that aside from the game, the amount of racial abuse the players got, it's unbelievable. Just because of a game, like the goal that led to it was Mount and Stones, I believe. It was their fault. Obviously, they're white. They're not gonna get racially.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Controversial. Take part 2.
No,
that is true.
Work on the thumbnail.
Welcome to thumbnail. Yeah.
Oh God.
They're white. They can't be racially
They're not
abused.
gonna get racially abused.
We got a thumbnail, lads. We got a thumbnail.
Oh God.
Solomon can't catch a break. Alright, go on, Solomon. I interrupted you. I apologize.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. Like I just don't understand. Like there's players that it was their fault. They led to the Italy goal. They didn't get abused. The people that missed the penalty did, like under pressure, innit? Happens.
I still think Rashford shouldn't have missed that penalty. The guy is known for his, like, striking power and everything, and the guy, he decides to tap it in. What a stupid move!
It's quite like tense up to the run up, like, and then he just missed it. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't even tense though. He was so casual and calm with it, and then decides, you know what? I'm just gonna try and tap it in. What an idiot! I would have just blasted it as hard as I possibly could.
Yeah, but the goalie was expecting that, see?
No, but he went the wrong way, though. He went the wrong way. It didn't matter.
You know what I think? I thought I knew we were doomed as soon as it went to penalties. I was like, we have to win in extra time or it's
I know. I felt that too, but then I realised that we've got a completely new squad, right? That surely that stigma of England being horrible at penalties won't stick. And then it does. I couldn't handle it.
Well, how many years has it been now? like 50,
No, it's been about 60 years.
60 years. You know what? Personally, I think England played trash. Like I don't even think they touched the ball in the second half like 3 times. That's about it. Like literally,
Yeah.
they were playing
No.
like it was some kind of like the first qualifying match or something. Like they weren't even like trying that hard. Like I was looking at the statistics, and it was like Italy had the possession of the ball for like 71%, and it was ridiculous. Like they were constantly on the
Yeah, it
offense.
was something ridiculous.
You know,
Right.
you know what it
And,
was?
like I don't even think the
Yes.
goalie like their goalie even did anything because they never went there.
Donnarumma. But I was that sort that said the manager is just retarded tactically. Why
Yeah.
the hell would you play five at the back? You're such good, you have such good players. Why? There's no need.
The guy, he
You know
was
what I mean?
basically going into it thinking we're gonna lose. He was going into it thinking we're gonna lose. We're gonna be on the defensive.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Italy,
why are you playing so
Italy's,
defensive?
Italy is quite good at basically everything they do, right? The
Hmm.
only
Their
thing,
defense was solid that night, though.
yeah, but the only thing we're actually good at, well, actually, we've got quite a good defense as well. Good, but they're performing. But we have a really good attack. I would say we have a better attack than they do,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
And
Sterling.
and even then, he decides to go with five at the back. Why? Why?
why do
Why
you go? Why was Mount playing on the left or the right?
Yeah, on the right wing. Oh, I'm sorry. No, what an idiot. I'm
Let the
sorry.
anger out. Let the anger out. Let the anger out.
So stupid. I'm sorry. I couldn't do that. When I saw you put Mount on the wing, he's not slow, but he's not particularly fast either, right? And he's
a coward.
brilliant in the midfield. No, let's put him on the right wing. I'd rather have Phil Foden on the right wing. What an idiot. I couldn't believe it when he did that. I absolutely couldn't believe
I
it.
love how he like has his hands in his pockets on the side, looking all frustrated and like.
Yeah. Like, the way you think he gives off the illusion that he's actually thinking, but when you look in there, it's probably just white noise. Like I can't believe that he did that. I couldn't
He's
believe
probably
it.
just looking at the women in the stands the entire time, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's just
That's it,
Pickford though. Pickford was the guy though. What guy?
Man of the match.
yeah. He was very good.
Yeah.
Deserves to be there as a goalie. He was very good. All right, well that's the Euros, right?
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm getting tons of stuff from Sparkle right now. Oh my days. All right, let's start with the first one, which is like the most talked about one. I'm gonna read out what I've written for this, and then you lot can discuss it. So obviously, what I'm talking about is the theory that we're living in a simulation. So
Ooh.
30 years ago, right? Like the most advanced game was like Pong, right? And then now we have like nowadays we have like fully open worlds and graphics that look almost better than reality and stuff. So who's to say that 1,000 years from now we won't have like the ability and the technological like advancements to make a real simulation with real people in it? And then
Yeah,
who's not to say that in that simulation those people advance and make their own simulation and it goes on in a cycle. And then who's also to say that we're the original like universe? Who's to say that we're not one of these like simulations, just living life normally, gonna make our own simulation and move on? Who's to say that out of the trillions of universes there could be potentially, the odds are quite low that we're the original one? And that's what the theory is. So what do you lot think about that?
So I'll go first. Yeah.
I think it's a stupid theory.
Okay.
Because I like people who like Elon Musk. People who bring it up, right? Elon Musk is smart, but then he
Ooh.
brought it up, right? And you know how on the internet there are these millions of people that think, you know what? I just read like a paragraph on quantum physics, and now I know how the universe works, right?
Mhm.
And they think they're so enlightened because they listen to debates with Ben Shapiro in it. And then suddenly, yeah, I understand the mechanics of the universe, and yeah, this is possible, and basically me, right? I think
You're the devil. You already know about
it's
quantum
completely stupid because there's no evidence for it whatsoever. It can't be even dignified with the word theory. No evidence. What you've done there is just a thought experiment.
It does make sense though.
It's like saying, imagine there's a species of unicorn that is invisible and it can't be detected with any scientific experiment. Also, it can phase through matter. right? And there are trillions of them around us right now.
You mean like 4D universes and stuff?
How
Like
could
4D.
you possibly refute that whatsoever? That's stupid, isn't it?
I feel like a
it's
lot of
thought
conspiracy theories
experiment.
are like that.
No, because some conspiracy theories can actually make sense given how probable they are, right? If
Mm.
you're gonna do something, basically, I'm a really strong supporter of something extraordinary requires extraordinary evidence, right?
Yeah.
If you make an extraordinary claim, for instance, I believe in the creator of the universe.
Oh no.
I think that's pretty extraordinary in my opinion.
Oh
That needs
no.
extraordinary evidence, not a book that has some heavy metaphors in it and therefore it's right. No. Okay? I think that the universe being a simulation is an extraordinary claim, right? I'm sure we'd all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty extraordinary. It'd shift everything we know about everything. But you can't have a thought experiment to back it up. There's nothing supporting it then, is there? So no, I
Should
can't
I bring
believe
up
it.
your least favorite argument?
I can't believe it with any reasonable
Should
sort of.
I bring up your least favorite argument?
You can't.
Oh my
prove it
god.
wrong.
Do you have a
Saying
theory
it's-
that we aren't living in a
Oh
simulation?
gosh, that is absolutely ridiculous. Can you prove that there aren't invisible unicorns around? Can you prove that? Right?
So we're kind of in like a
Catch
stalemate,
22.
are we? We're in a bit
Yeah.
of a stalemate. We can't really do anything. Oh,
I
okay.
just think basically, yeah,
Go on, Solomon.
it's a stupid thing. I think.
Wait, so you're talking about simulation like this universe, basically.
Yeah. I
Uh,
hope you are listening to my paragraph.
yeah,
Worked
quite
really
long
hard on
one.
it.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm thinking is that like you see these games now, like FIFA 21, 22, whatever, they develop over time. They literally like real people. Like let's say if you don't play FIFA or whatever, you'll think they're real people. Like my grandma does, personally.
Your grandma
Like
thinks
when
all cartoons are real people.
What?
no, when I'm playing FIFA, you know
Yeah.
FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah, she thinks they're real people. She's like, oh, is it like a game or whatever? Like,
Yeah, they're all
Wait,
like
she
no,
thinks
but
she thinks the game is real people.
yeah, because the like the people that are in it, obviously she's old in it. Like, she doesn't know, but
Alright, I'm about to say like, okay, cool.
yeah, she's old, bro. And
Alright.
like you talk about,
Okay.
and also to be honest, I don't believe in the whole BS or simulation shit. You know, that's just BS. I'm sorry. Like how? I don't. This is like there's no evidence.
Yeah, there
all
is no
fun and
evidence.
games until a diamond appears
Oh,
over your head.
it's all fun and games. Now you need evidence. Do you, Solomon? Now is all right. Now you
Okay,
need evidence.
okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh god.
You're gonna
Oh
save that
god.
for the next episode if it even happens.
You know I've got a point there.
Oh,
Don't try it, mate.
Oh shit. Here we go again. I could go on, Ibrahim. What do you think?
What do I think? I mean, honestly, in my opinion, there's no evidence for it, but there's no evidence it doesn't happen. There's nothing we can say about it, honestly.
It's just your
Like,
personal opinion.
I think it'd be a lot more interesting if it was a real thing, honestly. I kind of want it to be a thing. I'm gonna
It's
be honest.
not. That's
Like,
terrifying.
what's better, like, from an atheist's point of view,
Yeah.
you just go into complete blackness and, like, the world exists and then it just stops existing eventually, or, like, the sun explodes. Or would it be more interesting if, like, there's beyond us, like, there's more, like, people advanced than us, like, our
It'd be
simulation just
interesting.
ends, then
It'd
the
be
future
interesting.
simulations continue.
It'd be interesting, but there's a difference between finding something interesting and genuinely believing it to be true.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's true. I just thought I brought it up as a conspiracy theory because I found it interesting. That's it. But there's no proof of it, so you can't really say it exists.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Kind of like God.
But yeah, basically, I think, in my opinion, it's one of the lamer conspiracy theories out there.
It is one of the most popular, though, so I thought I
It's
had to
very
mention.
popular because people like Elon Musk.
Do you want to go into a much more like deep theory that's a bit more confusing?
What, like existential crisis sort of?
It's a conspiracy theory about turning the world into one singular religion, basically. It's called Project Blue Beam. Have you heard of it?
No.
All right.
No, I
Are you
don't.
ready? Solomon, you listening? Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's gonna be a quiz afterwards, so you better know your information.
Right.
All right. Project Blue I can't speak. Project Blue Beam is a conspiracy theory about a supposed project whose purpose is to create an artificial second coming in order to control the people. So the New World Order's purpose is to abolish all like Christian and traditional religions and replace them into one religion based on the cult of man, and to abolish all identities and national pride and make one world entity, one world pride, and to abolish the family and replace them with individuals all working for the government, basically. And like,
And that's already sort of happened, though, isn't it?
oh, go on, Sona. Why do you say
Already,
that?
it's already sort of happened. We're all working for the rich. The rich don't care. You think Boris Johnson
Yeah.
actually cares? Well, he does. He does, but he's probably not really in control of the country. There are like big companies, shareholders, all that stuff. They're the ones that really control the country. Um, when it comes to religion, I think no, because people are way too stubborn to believe that.
Yeah,
Way too stubborn, especially
they are very
especially
stupid as well.
the very hardcore religious people. Like there are some Muslims and Christians that are so basically invested in their own faith that even if basically there was a second coming, they would not shift in it. They would not shift in their belief basically. So I don't think it would even work even if it was true.
I feel like religion is kind of dying out now, though. Like nowadays, the newer generations are starting to like distance themselves more and more from religion. You see a
Yeah,
lot less religious people.
it's
So I mean,
becoming
it
more
could be, you know,
secular. Yeah,
it
society.
could be,
It
you know.
depends how it just depends how you're brought up in it, obviously, as well. That's a factor.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's also your access to the internet, and
Yeah,
access
that's
to
true.
knowledge.
if
It's a
people
lot more
see
widespread now.
it's a tree of knowledge now, that's your computer. That's the tree of forbidden fruit. I'm not
Uh-oh.
joking. That's like our own forbidden fruit. It's access to knowledge that basically lets you think freely.
I just wanted to watch funny YouTube videos, man. I don't know what you're on about. Forbidden
Cat
trees,
videos. Cat videos.
cat videos. Don't even my finger. I got sold for like 5 million or whatever.
Project Bluebeam. Yeah, I think that's like pretty amazing, but I don't think you can.
You can't.
Uh,
Yeah.
there are some really really cool, like existential. Have you guys ever heard of Roko's Basilisk?
No.
You've never heard of
TV fan.
Roko's Basilisk, right?
Mm.
So basically, it's essentially an info hazard. It's probably the only one of its kind in the world, actually. And it's basically this whole idea of just knowing something puts you in danger. Just knowing something. So a few years ago, I think it was 4chan, right? You know 4chan, right?
Yep.
It's like
The other
beyond
side of the
Reddit.
internet.
It's beyond Reddit in terms of the internet. It's the original.
It's the end
internet.
of the internet. Do not go that way.
Yeah, it's basically that's the edge of the internet. Anything else is just a drop off from there. A guy called Roko with the username Roko came up with this thought experiment, which was basically like it was just like he just came up with this thought experiment, like what if this, what if that, and people actually started having like proper existential crises after reading it, like what if it's true, what if it's actually true, and the guy who controlled the website basically took down his post and said, "You're a really intelligent guy for coming up with that, but you're also really stupid for sharing it." And that's how mad it was, like that he came up this whole like experiment that he came up with, and it basically works out like this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine in the distant future that humanity has basically developed. It's basically like a mixture of everything we've talked about so far, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But imagine in the distant future, humanity became so advanced that they could create a computer that could basically solve all of society's problems for them, you know, through like computing and algorithms, all that, right? Coming up with the most efficient solution for every problem.
Like a technological utopia, basically.
Exactly. And you know it's probably going to happen at some point because, you know, our computers are already so advanced and you've got quantum computers on the rise, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually this thing would come to the conclusion that, right, so I exist to help solve problems, right? But anyone that didn't help me come into existence would therefore be a problem to society, wouldn't it?
I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah, because if I'm existing to help society and there are those that haven't contributed to my existence, then vicariously they're basically hurting society.
Yeah, but they're not trying to stop you from existing like
Of
that
course,
robot.
they're not trying to stop you, but through reasonable logic, you could determine that we don't need these people anymore.
That's true. I mean, you wouldn't need anyone at that point.
Yeah, of course, but you'd need some people to help you come into existence as a computer, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this computer, being as powerful as it is, could construct a universe, right? Like a artificial universe within itself. Like it could basically emulate every single particle, every single molecule, how everything should have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it could even probably make you in the past and analyze you, all the decisions that you made, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would basically determine that if you didn't help it come into existence, that it should remove you.
Oh, okay.
So now you're in this bit of a pickle because there's this computer in the future that hasn't even existed yet, but it's judging you right now. And basically, if you don't help it come into existence, it kills you. And if you do help it come into existence, it basically ensures that other people will die.
Ooh. What if you gave birth to scientists that did help it or something?
Yeah, then it won't kill you. But how would you know that that's who you are?
So it's basically like a massive lottery.
Basically, yeah. And so people were like genuinely like melting over it. Like, should I help this computer come into existence, or should I not? Or does it already exist? And am I in the artificial universe? And am I being judged? And am I determined to die?
Now, that's a weird thing to get pressured over, to be honest. Like I feel
You're
like
basically getting pressured by a computer that doesn't even exist yet.
yeah, and it's
Bro,
not even gonna exist for like a far near future. Like it's not gonna exist for a while.
How do you know that though? How do you know we're not in the artificial universe right now?
So you're talking about the simulation part again,
Yeah, exactly. How do you know it's not judging you, watching you,
And
making
now,
sure
now I can bring up your opinion. Now I can bring up your arguments. Like, where's the evidence?
Oh, there's no evidence. I just think it's pretty scary to think
It's
about.
scary, yeah, it looks.
Like,
It
if
sounds
that
really
actually
scary.
happened, like what? So it's like a mixture of all the conspiracy theories.
No, yeah, that is really fun. I think I have heard of that at some point, but like my memory's pretty foggy on it. I think I
Yeah.
probably heard of it as a kid, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then moved on.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Too small brain. Do you not want to cover a more recent one?
Go ahead.
Go on.
So guess what it's about?
COVID.
Oh, Suleiman, how'd you guess? So
Because I know I've heard about
let's
that.
talk about the stupid one. So COVID-19 was made by the government to manage the population,
Okay.
and the fatality rates were like inflated to levels, and they put the lockdown in place so that we would stay and not protest and find out about government secrets. That's what the theory is.
Okay,
I
there's
think
quite a lot of.
Suleiman. Go on.
Okay, so basically, there's quite a lot to talk about during this. First, talk about the numbers that apparently that's how people died.
Mhm.
Obviously, as a start, obviously there was like the news every day, COVID, 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 COVID. But the thing is,
Mm.
I think they were scaremongering us in a way. Because okay, I'm saying people did die. Oh, quite people died. But it's not as much as they was like making it out to be. Like people died probably of natural like deaths, but COVID-19 on the death certificate. I don't know.
Interesting.
Um,
It's like
from an economic perspective, it makes sense.
But no, it doesn't.
It does. It actually does. Like, think of it
Go on.
like a virus that's not incredibly fatal, right? It's still fatal, but not incredibly fatal, right?
Mm.
It can be efficiently carried by school kids without actually harming them. All right. It can be
Yeah.
carried to old people who some people consider burdens on society.
Yeah.
that was
Someone agrees.
It's almost certainly likely to. It's almost certainly likely to be fatal for them.
Yep.
And it has no harm on children whatsoever who are gonna grow up and actually contribute to society. It's also basically ensured that countries have come together, rallied against this thing. So there's been a lot of trade. It's
Uh-huh.
basically spruced up anything that you'd consider economically efficient. It almost sounds like the perfect virus.
It does.
Cool. Personally, I think it's an economical loss because so many shops have shut down and the economy is like fallen in so many other areas. I think the biggest winner has been like online shopping. That's where the
Yeah.
big winners are.
Like I'm a
And it's still
how
going
much
into Jeff
money-
Bezos' pocket, but like
Yeah.
I don't know how that would help the government that much, to be honest. So I think for the government, it would be a loss.
Yeah.
Personally, it's not like they were following the rules in the first place.
Man, fuck.
I
Actually,
mean,
you know what?
I'm glad you have people like Trump saying it's just a common cold and getting everyone to like, you know,
See,
Relax.
relax. Yeah.
this is what I mean. How the hell do government do they know something that we don't?
Yeah. Almost certainly.
Why would
Of course they do.
why would they break their own rules? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, do
It
you
just
guys,
I
do
mean
you guys
I don't
remember?
know.
I actually think some of the numbers are being hidden from us.
But
And
do you
the
think they'll be
reason
like
why-
inflated or like deflated?
No, deflated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
Go on.
do you remember at the beginning, like early 2019, when basically everyone was like, Boris Johnson was like, it's all right, you could just need to wash your hands and everything will be okay, right?
That Boris accent is too good.
Right? And everyone was acting like, oh, it's just like a little flu going around. And then suddenly, in like, what was it, August or something? No, probably earlier than that, March, something like that. All these countries suddenly switch into like, you need to stay at your homes and everyone's gonna die, basically. Like this whole like
Yeah.
crisis attitude. He suddenly switched from just wash your hands to everyone's gonna die, stay in your home. Right? It
Yeah.
was like, it was almost like, it was like some of the governments must have like collected numbers and realized how this virus is plowing through everyone,
Hmm.
and they were all basically panicking and just shifted their game plan so drastically. I think almost certainly they realized something and basically hid it from the rest of us.
I just think that's them being idiots, really.
Well, unpreparedness.
Oh yeah, but kind of like what Dominic Cummings and like his whole side of it was. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like that it was more just them being complete morons, complete buffoons, than it being what's it called, like some kind of plan thing. But I mean, it does make sense if they did plan to control the population and then
I mean,
saw
there
that oh my god, it's killing way more than we expected. Let's just change up. It does make sense. Like it could happen.
Yeah, I got another theory. Yeah. Basically, I read about it a couple of years ago. There was this report called Operation Lockstep, I think it was. And
Lockstep.
yeah, Lockstep. So basically, what was it? It was like written like 2012, whatever. And basically, I had a report of like everything that's happening now, like COVID, like masks and all that stuff. Like even though like it's just a coincidence that I'm not sure. I think it was by scientists. I think I'm not exactly sure. But it's just a coincidence that everything that was written in that report is happening. That happened now. You know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
bizarre.
Oh, that is a bit weird, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this honestly.
You know, there's a song written in 2012 that like mentions COVID and like this year and everything.
Oh,
What's
with
it
the
called?
rap. I think I saw
Yeah,
it.
it
The
was like,
rap, yeah.
it's actually crazy that that it's so close. That it
You
actually
know what song it is?
it says the word COVID in it,
Oh my god.
like fully, and it says 2020, everything like that. And this is like
Yeah,
9 years.
yeah.
It
You know
was
what the song
actually
is?
crazy. I've forgotten, man. I think it's by a rapper called like Doctor something. I don't know, but my brother will know, but I can't be asked to tell him.
I'm sure a quick Google search will get it for us.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, it's just it was mental that well, I didn't believe it obviously because I'm critical of everything that I see immediately. I'm like, there's no way this is true, and then like it actually has come out in 2012, and it actually does say those words. It's actually crazy.
I've got an
So-
important question.
So wait,
Is the song a banger?
No, they're
Oh, fuck. They couldn't even
So-
make a good prediction song, really. Come on. What were you gonna
So
say?
now we're all thinking that was this all planned way before?
no.
Like you just think, I don't know.
No, I don't think
Once
it was
planned, I
planned.
bet they planned in like the year,
I don't
like
think it was
2019 or something.
Do you
Yeah,
guys?
that-
Do you guys actually think it was planned? Because I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I don't
do.
like that. Oh, Sullivan, controversial
Sullivan,
take.
you actually believe it was banned, really?
Yeah, it's just
It's not
like I
fun,
don't
man.
know. Oh
But
god.
why though? It's completely destroyed some economies. Like,
But the thing is, with this COVID thing, that it's called world control. Look at all these
who,
companies. No, but listen,
who's control?
Amazon, all that. They've literally made so much like money than they normally do.
Yeah, but why
It's
would the
just I don't know
government make a virus to give money to Amazon?
Because Amazon's
because
an online retailer, isn't it?
they care about but they don't care about the rich. Or
The
they only care
government, the
about the rich.
government, the government was like, oh, I need some new hardware. Let's just promote Amazon a lot so that, you know.
No, I'm saying like basically these governments aren't really the ones that are in control.
It's just a company.
It's not. It's the companies. It's actually the companies.
Like what's his
Big
name?
companies, capitalism.
The guy that invented Windows. What's his name? What was his name?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
swear,
him.
he took a shit in that AstraZeneca thing company.
He
Something.
took
Yeah,
a shit.
basically,
Shit.
Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Those three are like the triad of who controls the world. Like
Yeah,
Elon
see,
Musk.
that's
Elon Musk casually says that he doesn't like Bitcoin because it's damaging to the environment. That same day, it drops in value by like 20 grand.
Wasn't he promoting like Dogecoin or something?
That's just mental, though. This guy, I'm telling you, he controls the world. I'm telling you. He
What
actually
about that
controls the
football
world.
player? Those football players that decided to not drink Coke and Coke's shares went down by like
Yeah,
so
but
much.
that's
yeah,
Ronaldo, isn't it? That's Ronaldo's influence.
Ronaldo.
That's Ronaldo's influence. What can you do? Messi's
In the
better
next
than
FIFA
Ronaldo.
game, they better
Whoever
have
says
that
that
kind of thing.
Messi is better than Ronaldo, I'm just saying he is better than Ronaldo.
Oh,
Yeah,
football episode.
I'm
Do you
just-
not want to do an episode on communism and capitalism?
No, because they're stupid.
Yeah.
You can't heavily rely on one.
You know what? I
You
bet
can't
if
say
we were
it.
to talk about it, we'd all just be sitting here confused.
No, because you can't rely on one. You can't say I'm on one side of the. That's like saying water versus food. You're gonna die without both of them. So saying I'm
Interesting.
strongly on one side is just stupid. Whoever actually says that is stupid. You need both. You need both.
When do countries practice both?
Yeah, like our country. Our country is a mixed market economy, innit? It has some parts communism where the government comes in, controls like police, defense, education, healthcare. Other parts is where companies come in. That's what makes it free as well. Like,
No, I was speaking more like in the financial segments and stuff.
what you
That's
mean?
what,
What you mean?
like, instead of money being shared evenly, it's like the way capitalism works. How do I
No,
even work?
that's impossible. That's communism. Communism in that way is stupid.
I never agreed with communism. Honestly, I don't like the financial side of it.
Yeah, the whole money should be shared equally. No, it's stupid because it basically it prevents any growth. There's no incentive to actually work harder.
Hmm.
Like, what's the point? No
We
one's
are-
gonna shift anywhere. There's no change whatsoever.
I guess it just depends on what you want to balance. You want to balance lives over growth. Or...
Anyway, we need to actually move on to the next conspiracy theory.
Okay, the next one's pretty interesting. Do you lot know about Princess Diana's death?
Oh yeah. That's quite.
So people say that it might not have been an accident. So for anyone who doesn't know, she was killed in a car crash in Paris, 1997, I believe. And so people say that it's not an accident because at the time of the death, someone called Dodi Faiz, who's an Egyptian film producer, was actually planning to propose to Diana. So people think that the monarchy couldn't stand having an Egyptian Muslim hair. They decided to kill Princess Diana. That was
But
basically
he wouldn't be heir though.
Well, like to be, he'd be in power as well, basically.
No, he wouldn't. Not at all. He wouldn't have any power whatsoever.
Yeah, he would. What?
No, he wouldn't.
Part of the
He would have
monarchy.
influence.
No, because he wouldn't be part of the monarchy. Because if Diana left, then she's no longer part of the monarchy, is she?
He would have a lot more influence, though. Like I think that's.
No, he wouldn't. No,
Yeah, he
wouldn't.
would, bro.
No, he wouldn't. Diana's
would.
marrying from the outside into the royal family. Prince Charles is the one that's related to the Queen.
But look, if someone like
what makes you
if
think?
someone with
makes
a
you
big
think?
ass like Kim Kardashian could have a big influence, someone who's married
That's
to someone
Kim
that famous could
Kardashian.
also have.
Kim Kardashian is just a rich porn star. That's it.
And
Right?
look how much influence she has. And
Yeah,
now,
but that's because she's a rich porn star. She got simps everywhere, and they actually think that her life is interesting. No
yeah,
one
it's not
cares.
interesting at all.
No one actually. But what makes you think that a random Arab is he Arab?
Yeah,
Egyptian,
no,
right?
he's Egyptian.
Random Egyptian marrying the ex-wife of a prince is gonna have any power. What makes you think that whatsoever?
I honestly think that he would like,
If
especially
anything, that would destroy his relationship with the British royal family.
if he's, I still think that if he was to marry someone as like famous as Princess Diana,
Yeah,
he would
yeah,
have like a lot
yeah.
of.
I think he'd get more popular, but it doesn't mean he'd have any power whatsoever within Britain whatsoever.
No, but
None of
if he was to say, "Oh, I don't like this," I'm sure a lot of people would like rally behind him on it.
Yeah, but if he's already a prince in Egypt, he doesn't really need to.
I mean, he doesn't need to, but it doesn't mean that he wouldn't.
Yeah, that whole argument of him getting more power now is ridiculous. That's not true. Wouldn't change.
And that's what the monarchy want. According to this that I'm reading, that's what the monarchy. That's
I
what it
will
says.
say, I will say, I have I don't really know how to say it because it's quite private, but I have like a friend, I will say friend, who's like in a very high place. That's all I'm gonna say. It's very like vague.
Ooh.
Okay, it's very vague, but he did say that he believes that the monarchy killed Diana.
Is it?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. That's one of the conspiracy theories he believes. He believes because there was so much incentive for it.
Do you think
So
that it
much.
wasn't an accident, like that actually happened?
No,
Is that what he thinks?
Yeah,
100%.
he actually believes it was constructed. Yeah, but it
Oh,
wasn't.
It's
It wouldn't have been the. But he believes it wouldn't have been the royal family themselves. He believes, all the people that work behind the scenes to like control the royal family's image, all that, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, he believes they would have almost certainly done it, 100%.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Random friend in a quite a high place. That's it.
Nice. Is he from Yorkshire? Actually, no. Hang on. I need to think of like what's a really high class area in England? I need to
No,
think
no,
of.
no, no. High like occupation.
Oh, high occupation. Oh, okay, cool. High friend.
High
You know
friend.
everyone.
High friend. He's a nice friend. I like
It's
him.
Boris.
But yeah, it's Boris. Boris.
You call him Big Boris.
No, but actually, you probably work quite close with Boris, so
Ooh,
probably
nice.
would.
Can
But
you ask
that's
him to
it.
send me like a Lamborghini or something?
No, because it doesn't mean he's rich. He probably is actually, but
Bring
that's it.
him into the podcast.
No.
No.
Anyway, yeah, basically.
So, I don't know,
Yeah.
Suleiman, have you got any conspiracy theories you want to share?
No, not really.
Wait, do you
No.
think Diana was killed then?
Yeah, 100%.
Why though?
Just
Yeah, do you
killed.
think Diana was killed is what you asked.
Oh
But why
shit!
though?
What is it a mistake or what do you mean? Like,
No,
what is
what's the problem with that?
As in, like,
what?
you just said, was she killed? Which is like, yes. Was she accidentally killed or was it just
Oh
like
yeah, no. Oh, see, I
intentional?
think it's actually, I think she actually someone killed her off
Why though?
Sniper, yeah.
because what do you call it? Diana, like she went against the royal traditions. Like she should wear black and stuff. I watched the documentary on it. Like she should
Cool.
wear black or something. That was I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. That's a bit
Huh.
vague. But yeah,
Okay.
quite
I'm
interesting.
trying to see if I can find the article again. If
I
I
don't think so. I think basically people loved her so much that her tragic death has basically clouded people's judgment of what actually
Oh wait, no,
happened.
I read it wrong. It's not him that he's gonna have power. It's that the
It's-
sort of Prince Charles's sons having a stepfather who was Egyptian and Muslim is what they didn't like. I read that wrong. That's my bad.
Isn't it?
It doesn't change much, but I thought I'd fix the facts.
And
Just,
also, the kids are
I don't
probably
spread
saying-
false information.
the kids are actually, yeah, that'd be an issue, because Diana really liked her kids, really loved her kids, and I don't think she'd part with them.
Ooh, so we've got
Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah?
that would be a bit weird. Yeah, I don't know how to get around that problem.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
now maybe.
but
But
why
how
was
would
Charles?
How would they find
How-
out that this prince wanted to marry Diana?
sorry, what?
How would they find out that this prince wanted to marry Diana?
I feel like that news would get out pretty quick.
No, but he hasn't obviously said it yet. unless he wanted to actually, unless he.
I'm sure
proposed
I'm sure he's probably have mentioned it to someone that he planned.
No, no, basically, I think they were traveling. Them two were traveling together. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Mm.
she died
Them,
in a car crash.
yeah, so yeah, and they made it as the driver was drunk. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what people say as well. They said that the driver was drunk at the time and intentionally crashed it.
He was
But
drunk. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's just so many conspiracy theories.
All right,
There are some proper dark conspiracy theories out there, though.
let me pull up another Inil one because I haven't
Oh,
actually been listening.
should
Oh
I
yeah,
tell you which one
you want
I
to go
do
first?
believe, though?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, should I tell you which one I do believe, though? Like, proper believe. Me and Anil
Go
actually
on.
talked about it a while ago.
Go on then.
It's basically the whole idea of, you know how, like, Epstein, right? He was found out to be, like, a pedophile,
Yep.
right? And he was in a high place.
Yeah.
I actually believe that there were like pedophile rings that like work within really high places in like government and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And
probably
the reason
is.
I fully believe that 100%. Like people have seen like Bill Clinton at Epstein's house. They've obviously Andrew was like
Oh yeah,
obviously
for the
like I'm
pedophile.
telling you, all these rich guys basically
Yeah,
do this like this stuff, these rings. They
and
construct
and
them so that they've
and
got
then
dirt on each other. Basically, like they can't like if one of them wanted to say like, oh, I don't want to be here, like I just want to reveal everything that's we've been doing. Basically, they can say no because you know we basically have evidence on you too. We've got dirt on you. So I think they've
yeah,
all like basically just involved themselves. Definitely, 100%. I almost certainly believe. And Epstein mysteriously dying just
yeah.
strengthens it, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I believe this sort of stuff. Anil and me talked about it a while ago.
It's interesting. Anything to add to that, Solomon?
No, not really.
I don't know if there's much to add to that. Honestly, I feel like the fact that he just died afterwards is a bit like they were like, oh yeah, he disappointed us. He can no longer live, or something,
No, it wasn't that. It was more like
or he might give it away.
He's gonna
Yeah, he's gonna give it away.
bait us out. Just basically find someone to kill him quick. 100%. I'm telling you right now. There are people.
There's a documentary on Netflix. Not Netflix. Wow, quite know.
Yeah. It's called like Filthy Rich or something, isn't it?
Mm.
But something like basically, I'm telling you, there are people out there that are in high places that basically do this stuff.
It's basically like the Freemasons.
No, man, the
the
Freemasons
yeah,
aren't
but
even that dodge.
the
These guys
higher
are
people.
dodge.
This is disgusting, man. People, man.
Yeah,
How they're basically abusing their power, like just because they're rich and they're
of course, yeah,
Yeah,
but
they can get
everyone
what
does
they
that.
want.
Everyone does that. If
They
you're
can get
rich,
literally.
you'd probably send your children to private school. Who's to say that's not abusing your power?
yeah, but that's different, though, isn't it? Come on,
How's that?
yeah,
But the standard of
pedophile, like
abusing your power is different to some people, isn't it?
yeah, it's true. Not
Yeah,
everyone's in it.
basically. Ibrahim,
And they,
yeah,
yeah,
go on, give us.
that's like the ones that I had, and the thing is, I had so many like. There's a lot of little stupid ones. If you want to go over like the really stupid ones and make fun of like the not deep ones that we can just debunk real quick.
Well,
Do you not want to do that?
I've got one really deep one that I want to talk about, but let's go over these stupid ones first.
All right, let's talk about Bigfoot.
Oh my
My-
god!
I'm telling you right now, my uncle 100% is completely invested that they believe
Is
that,
it?
that they exist. 100%. He 100% believes that they exist. Like
You know what they
1
say
million
about big
percent.
feet?
He watches like Bigfoot documentaries, watches like if you actually like go into it with an open mind and you look at some of the footage and some of the things that these eyewitnesses say they've seen, it does sound like there's definitely an unidentified species of ape or bear or whatever that's living in North American forests. It
I mean,
definitely sounds like
haven't
it.
we like explored like everything on land?
No, who's to say that? Who's to say that we haven't discovered them, but they're not being kept from like being exposed? There are some people out there that
Area
basically say
51.
they worked in like special task forces that were designed to like basically hunt Bigfoot and use them for testing.
Yeah, no, I've always been. I feel like if Bigfoot really is a thing, I feel like it would just be like a regular or like some kind of drunken natural experiment and not nothing special.
I think
But
it's successfully avoided us. if you think about it from an evolutionary stance, right? I know you guys don't believe in evolution, right?
Wait, whoa.
Well, Ibrahim, you do, right?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay, Suleiman, you probably don't believe in evolution, do you?
I mean, do you know, really?
No.
You don't believe in evolution.
He's
Okay.
religious.
Right, yeah, I know, but fair enough. But basically, if you take an evolutionary stance on it, humans are on this branch of the evolutionary tree by ourselves now. We're the only ones that are like us. Do you
Yeah.
get it? And the reason why is because we've eradicated basically anything that was remotely similar to us over time. So we eradicated the Neanderthals, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Ardipithecus. All of them slowly got weaned out by us because of how
We can make wordy noises.
well we were basically we could tactically were better basically essentially.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're communicating.
but who's to say that one of them survived because it learned to avoid us?
I mean, yeah, if I had like the if it's like natural selection, it could be possible, you know.
Yeah, if it learned to avoid humans, then it could definitely survive, flourish, thrive. Basically,
But then
just
wouldn't there be many Bigfoot then?
they probably are, but
Like,
they probably like teach their young like just avoid these things. Basically, whenever you see one, just run away. That's it, or hide, do something. And yeah, I think basically if they've managed to avoid us successfully, then that's probably why they've survived.
that's true. I feel like after all this time, we should have run into one. I think it's kind of like it loops into aliens as well, that kind of thing. How it's like, oh, they may exist, but from like the eyewitness testimonies we've seen and stuff, but they might not exist also.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I don't believe in it. I think that we haven't explored all of the ocean, so that sea monster, what was that sea monster called?
Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, the Loch Ness monster that might exist.
No,
But
that's rubbish. That's rubbish.
I mean, it might not be in like the loch, like wherever it's said to be located. It might not be there, but I feel like it might be in the areas of the ocean we haven't seen.
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
But I feel like it's more plausible than Bigfoot, in my opinion.
Why?
Is there a percentage of the Earth that has
It's because we've
explored?
explored so much of the Earth that there is no physical way that we
Wait,
haven't.
what did Solomon say? Solomon said something. What was that, Solomon?
Isn't there like potential that the world that hasn't been like discovered yet or something?
Yeah, it's
Something like
5%
yeah.
of the ocean floor hasn't been accurately mapped. But that's the ocean floor, though. That's not the ocean.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the ocean. Like obviously there was like that scientists were shocked that there was even anything down there in the first place because like
Yeah, of course. But
so like I'm sure they would find something else shocking down there and stuff.
yeah, almost certainly. But I don't think anything to that extent. Basically.
Yeah, I mean neither of the theories makes for me. It's a little bit more plausible than Bigfoot, but because like Bigfoot, we've seen the majority of the Earth.
Yo, Sona, tell us your one. Your deep.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
you
go with
want
the
another
deep one.
one?
Because
Okay.
the other stupid one I
So-
had was the Earth is flat. So
So I was basically talking to Anil with this, right?
Mhm.
And we both proper got philosophical about it. But let's suppose that God is real.
Ooh.
Okay. This isn't about, me debating whether God. We're already supposing that God is real.
Okay. Well,
How are you now? Obviously, let's disregard all the religious books like the Quran, the Bible, all of them. They're not being considered here. We just know God is real. Okay.
Mhm.
How would you know if he's good or bad?
That is true. I mean,
isn't that not
He-
depending on how that puts things in front? Oh, I can't
he
explain it.
seems very bad in his depictions. Like
But
the way
yeah,
he's
but
gonna
like a lot of people say he's good because good things
Yeah,
happen.
but
he put
I'd
us
Yeah.
argue
that's what I
he's
mean.
bad because bad things happen too.
yeah, that's quite.
I mean, yeah, the only thing we really have to go off is what he's told us, isn't it?
Exactly, but if God was bad, he has every incentive to lie, innit?
That's true. I mean, I don't know. Like if honestly, yeah, no, that's just one of those like it's kind of like the stone paradox where there's not really much you can.
Yeah, like I don't like this presumption that God is good. Why? Why?
He can be sadistic.
Why is possible? He's been pretty sadistic. Yeah, when you read the Old Testament, the guy is sadistic, fam. right? But uh, but what makes you suddenly assume that yes, there is a creator of the universe and his moral philosophy is completely aligned with ours?
I
Why?
guess the entire thing that people say with religion is that he's just a lot wiser than us and knows a lot better. And so whatever he is doing is obviously the correct kind of like way to look at things because he knows everything. And we're just like, because that's what people say. I'm not saying that I agree with that, but that's what people say usually.
Why would it disagree with our moral philosophy then? Everything he does is completely right. Then why is it some of the things we see him do looks dodgy to us? If he's
Yeah,
completely
it looks
created
dodgy.
our
It
moral
looks dodgy to us, but it's not actually dodgy in reality. But we just don't see it like that. Is essentially what people say.
Yeah, but have you got any evidence of that though?
I
You're just
mean, there's
gonna
no
say
evidence of God to
you're just
exist,
gonna
and
say
there's not going to be
I
evidence
know,
of this
I know, I
either.
know, but that's why we're presupposing it. Like how could you possibly say he's mysterious? That's it, thanks. That's your answer to everything.
He's mysterious.
his ways are mysterious, like what? That's not answering anything. I could possibly say his ways are evil. There you go. I just think basically, if there is a God, basically you can't say he's either good or bad, because there's nothing suggesting it either way. Basically, in my opinion, he's
Yeah,
done bad things, he's done good things too.
I
What
mean,
do you think
it
about
kind of
that?
sounds like he's very imperfect or human-like, kind of, doesn't it?
Yes, almost right.
Almost, but we're not at
Ooh,
episode 12 yet, so we
almost
can't
like
bring those
he
things up, can
himself.
we?
Oh yeah, fine. Go on, Solomon. What do you think about that?
To be honest, like, I don't know. Like you said, how do you know it? Like what was happening like in front of us? Is God good or bad? I don't know. I don't know. It's just
You just have
like
faith.
I don't know. Yeah,
Just have
just
faith. The opiate
just
of
be
the
honest.
masses.
I've got one
But
from Anil, finally. We can
oh
end off
yeah, go
on.
on, go on. Yeah, let's nil. Yeah, let's hear one from a nil.
We've got 9 minutes, by the way. So he's talking about the world control through media. So like media conglomerates like Disney. So he says, it's been described, I think, I'm reading this exactly how he's written this. It's been described, I think, in military or basically one of the higher ups in the Pentagon or the FBI, I don't know who it was, I think FBI, they've stated that the use of media is actually one of the largest weapons nations can hold because of how media influences you and grows on you. And he sent this really confusing graph that I'm actually gonna have to put in the video now. But it's basically just got a load of like revenues of like the biggest corporations and stuff. But basically, what do you all think about the media's control on us? And
I
do you
thought
think that
everyone's just accepted that's true, right? That's not even debatable.
yeah, but like, do you think that it's like a massive conspiracy on it? Like they're gonna like
What about how they control
they're
everything?
gonna control us, like we're gonna become like zombies or whatever.
But they do though.
Yeah,
From what,
but they only control us for like financial, like marketing reasons right now, don't they?
what the news,
And they're not pushing like Disney isn't pushing some kind of massive agenda or
what
something.
the media.
Like media, big corporations essentially.
Of course, yeah, they control our lives, mate.
They do control our lives, but do you think they're gonna like? Do you think they push like some massive like agenda and like
Don't you think
manipulate
they do?
us into?
Don't you think they do that?
I don't think it's reached that extent just yet. Like they do control us and what we do and
It
what we
has.
look at and stuff.
But it has though. It's already reached that. Like
How exactly?
Rupert Murdoch, he basically owns all the biggest news report companies in the world, right? Like the Sun,
Yeah,
all
news I can agree with. News I can agree with
Right.
that one.
Every single time that he has voted for a president or a prime minister or whatever, I'm not sure if he's British or not, one of them, that prime minister has won.
Does he make his opinions public? Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and that prime minister has won every single time.
You know,
I think that trend is a bit mad.
for how much people trash talk like the news and the media, and like you'd think it'd be the exact opposite.
No, 100%, 100%. It controls our lives, whether you like it or not. It just happens. Nothing you can do about it.
And then nothing just happens, isn't it?
Yeah, everything gets recorded and it's used against you. The news twist, lie, whatever they have to do to do their own agenda. It's obvious. I thought everyone already knew that.
I'm not talking. I already agreed about the news. The news, yeah, definitely. But I mean, like big corporations like Amazon or Disney or like 21st Century Fox.
Do you actually think they're okay? Do you actually think they're better than the news, Ibrahim?
No, I don't think they're better than the news. I mean, actually, no, I do think they're better than the news, but I don't think they've reached the extreme of like pushing those kinds of agendas or hiding secrets from us and those kinds of things yet.
Are you being serious?
Go on, explain to
What?
me how Disney. Explain to me how Disney is doing that exactly. Go on.
What? How could I explain it to you if it's a bloody
What do you mean? How
secret?
could I explain to you? How
It's
can
a
I believe you? Then?
It's Disney. Come on. How are you telling me Disney are innocent? They don't do anything dodgy. That's
No,
rubbish.
they definitely
I've
do
got-
things
I've
dodgy,
got-
but I do think they're
I've
doing
got-
stuff
I've
that's
got
dodgy, but I
something.
don't think that they're like controlling like our brains.
Manipulative.
Yeah,
Young kids.
funny
I'm
mouse
saying
with
that.
doves is not like making us manipulate. Like it's not manipulating us like the news
Solomon,
probably is.
Solomon's
No,
trying to say something.
It's not, Disney, for example, it's not us like, we're growing little kids that watch it. The amount of filth they put in that, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, some of the films
I'm
are
not-
stupid.
I'm not even talking about religion at the moment. It's not even about that. At a young age, they get taught about lesbian and gay and sex and all that shit. It's
Oh,
not about religion.
that's episode 14.
No, it's
I'm
not.
sorry.
No, it's not about religion at the point. It's not about religion at that point. It's
Alright, wait.
forget
Let me
religion.
ask you. Solomon, yeah?
Young age.
Solomon.
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 We've got a thumbnail again.
I'm gonna reveal your. I'm gonna reveal your hypocrisy. I'm gonna have to, unfortunately.
Oh God, you're gonna okay.
If you
Exposed.
watched a film as a kid,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
and it was about a young girl, a young boy falling in love with a young girl, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, what, 5 or 6? You think that's all right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
see
okay.
it.
Okay, what if it's
Yeah.
about a young boy falling in love with another young boy?
No, that's what I'm saying. You think it's alright?
Is
Yeah,
that okay?
I'm saying, yeah.
Is that- You say no.
Yeah, what
You say no.
for 5-year-old? Yeah.
But
they'll
you
say
just
it's
said
alright.
you just said it's okay for a girl to fall in love with a boy in a film.
I see. I see what
I mean,
you're
that's just
doing.
natural. That's just the way natural. Like you have to know about those things. But at a young age, you don't really need to know about gays and transgenders.
No,
'Cause no one
guys,
at
you
relationship sex is gonna
Are
come
you
out
guys
as gay,
actually
right?
being serious? How do you know
No,
it's not
that's what I'm
natural though?
saying.
How do you know it's not natural homosexual? It happens in nature. Lions.
I
have
don't
been
think
known to be gay.
I don't think anyone has come out at like the age of 7 or like wherever the target
No,
audience
because
is.
at the
now.
age of 7, you don't know what most things are.
Yeah, but
Everything's confusing to you at the age
yeah,
of
but
7.
you do know what like love is at that age because like
No,
the
no,
Disney
not
princesses
everyone.
and they kiss like the love's first kiss. What was that Frozen like plot line?
You
and stuff,
guys
shit?
are being so.
It's like
I can't believe. I can't believe
it's
you
more
guys
that
are so wrong here. I've never.
yeah,
Oh my days.
don't rope me in on this. Yeah, I'm just supporting
No,
Cinnamon
but you
because
guys are
otherwise
being,
it'd be.
you guys are objectively being wrong here. It's basically you basically being hypocritical in your views.
You
You're
know,
saying it's
Sona,
not-
you know, I've noticed about you. You
What?
always say that you're wrong, and you always start trash talking us. And then when I'm
I'm
like,
trying to
"What have we done
explain
wrong?" You're like,
well,
"Oh
let
my
me-
god, are you serious?"
Let me explain to you why you're wrong.
Go on then, hurry up.
Right.
We got 3
So
minutes.
are you presuming being gay and being lesbian is not natural?
Honestly, no, it's not really natural.
Why? Why is it
Well,
not natural?
because it's going against what like the main like evolution has said. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be
But
a boy and a girl.
if it occurs in nature, then is that all right?
Yeah, I think that it's just going against the cuff. Like I have no problem with
But
anyone being
It-
gay or
it-
trans
it
or anything like
occurs-
that.
But it occurs in nature, though. There are
Yeah,
gay
but that
animals
doesn't
out
mean-
there.
Well, just because like, oh my god. Fuck me.
There are animals that are gay. Lions have been known to be gay. Koalas have been known to be gay. Some insects are also gay.
Yeah, that's fine. Just because it's like natural
It occurs
doesn't
in
mean
nature.
that.
So it
'Cause,
occurs
like-
in nature without human intervention. Does that make it natural?
All right, fine. Yeah, it is a little bit natural. Yeah, it's
Okay,
not the
a
main
little bit
natural thing
natural.
though.
It's a little bit natural.
It feels more like it's not exactly. It's just kind of like comparison, but it feels kind of like a genetic mutation, but not really. Obviously not. But it feels like kind of like how you have this main thing, and then you have another evolution species come out with a different kind of feature. It kind of feels like that. How it is natural, but
Yeah,
it's
but your
going
skin
against
color,
the
your
huge.
skin color is a
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
mutation.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not a fair comparison.
Alright,
that's
but
what
let's
it
say
kind of feels
fine.
like.
Let's say it's not natural, yeah. Let's say it's not natural,
Uh-huh.
just for argument's sake. But we have determined it is natural, yeah.
Go on.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say it's not natural, yeah.
Mhm.
Why is that a problem?
It isn't a problem. There is no problem with being
So
gay
why?
or
No,
bisexual.
but I'm saying, why would nature be a viable argument?
Who said that it was?
You just said it's not natural.
Yeah, but you brought it up. You started this argument by saying, "Oh, is it natural?" It wasn't even related to the topic at
No,
hand.
but
Like,
that's
is it
what that's what Suleiman said. He said he doesn't think it's okay. I'm assuming it would only be because he doesn't believe it's natural.
Yeah, and you assume that, but it's not really the case. It's not
But
really what we're going for.
that's because you were backing him. You were speaking for him, and you said,
See,
it's
in
not
my
natural. I
opinion,
proved you wrong. So,
the biggest thing is, and I know we're saving this for whenever we reach LGBTQ. The episode's coming eventually, I promise. But the biggest problem is, and I have like a picture, but like a lot of the time, these LGBTQ kind of like, especially portrayed in the media, it's disgusting. Like honestly, the things that you see,
But
it's very disgusting. That's
you
what I
can
was
be-
on about. I don't know
yeah, but
exactly what Suleiman was on
of course-
about, but I definitely don't agree with the LGBTQ representation.
you
There's
can
nothing
be-
wrong with it, but
I know.
the way that they present it just shouldn't be the way it is.
Yeah, but you can be
Always in
you
silence.
can be gay without identifying with the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, no, again, that's completely fine. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. So what was the
Your
problem?
salad. No, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the LGBTQ community itself. It's the portrayal in media that's the problem. And we've passed the time limit. We should probably save this for.
Can I ask that? What's the problem with it being in movies then?
I mean, I mentioned it. The fact that it's like completely the way that they portray it is completely disgusting, and I
Right,
don't
and,
see
like-
it changing.
In cartoons and stuff.
Have you not seen like some of the cartoons where they're like literally it's so sexually orientated when in reality it's not really that way, and they're like they say so many like weird things that you really shouldn't be saying to her. You know what? In my little sister who goes to in preschool, she's in reception now. They're teaching her about sex education now, and like she's like year 1, year 2 like level.
Yeah, I think that's too young for anything.
But like all of
like
this
that.
and all of this. So if you think that's too young, don't you think it's a bit too young to be seeing that in movies directly
No.
for kids as well?
Well, no, let me
'Cause
explain.
the target
what I
audience
mean.
is for kids.
No, let me explain what I mean. Year 1, year 2. Is that year 1? Did you say?
Year 1, year 2, like in that
that is
area.
extremely small. But I don't think you should be learning anything that requires higher processing at that level. Right? But
I mean, it
once you
doesn't require it.
Well, no, it does, because there's loads of social implications, biological understanding, everything like that. It requires a lot of processing, which you're just not capable at that age, right?
I mean, it's not that hard to be like, oh yeah, this area is your this area is your that.
I know.
It's more
I
just
know,
like
but-
facts
yeah,
come
I know,
out.
but it's a lot deeper than that. We both.
Oh yeah,
know.
let's go on to the point. Yeah.
But for you, it's easy to say that because you understand it a lot better. But in the mindset of year 1, we couldn't possibly emulate that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, once you do reach an age where you can understand it, I think you should understand both.
You think so?
Yeah, of course. Why not? Being gay, I've just shown to you, it does occur in nature, right? So why can't it be taught equally alongside, especially to those who actually are gay, but they don't know how to respond to this expectation of being straight?
Yeah, and they're taught the wrong responses by the media, especially. Like,
Yeah, but
I don't know. It's so much more sexually charged when you have gay people in it for some reason.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's because media is basically trying to understand it, how to portray it a bit better, because it's such a new thing now, isn't it?
It's not new.
You wouldn't see this. You wouldn't see this 50 years ago, right? A film casually talking about how 2 boys fall in love.
Well, yeah,
That
but
wouldn't happen.
that's because like it was like a taboo thing back then. It was like a mental
Exactly, yeah.
illness.
So it's a completely new subject that is being approached with some errors. So like I think.
But yeah,
at this
as it
point-
currently stands, I feel like the way they're doing it, it shouldn't be portrayed.
But yeah, basically, I disagree with Suleiman. Suleiman said that he would be okay as a child with a film about a boy falling in love with a girl, but it's not okay when it's a boy falling in love with a boy. I don't understand why that's a problem. Like,
As a kid, I used to fast forward all the kissing scenes. So
yeah, but I'd fast forward any kissing scene.
yeah, all of them. I'd just be like,
Yeah,
No.
but Suleiman, why do you think that's not right then? I don't.
yeah, and we'll end with Suleiman's point, and then we'll end
Oh
it.
god. Basically,
Suleiman, end the message.
because they're such a young age. Like, will they really need to know about that yet? I mean, really?
You just said it's okay.
That's what.
You
Yeah,
said
but it's
you should
different.
know about
Yeah,
girls.
Yeah, but like I said, you said natural, all that natural stuff. I was gonna say man and woman is natural, but then woman and a woman are natural, or whatever. I don't believe that, but it's
Well,
Why not?
just
and
conscious.
mm,
I don't know.
we'll hear more about this in season 2,
It is. It
episode
is.
2.
It is religiously charged, by the way. I'm just saying, Solomon's coming at it from a religious point of view, even though he doesn't want to. He is, unfortunately. So
He's trying to word it in a different way.
he is. He is. He's basically
You
saying
need
it's a
to
sin
see the
and you'll
thing
go to
that
hell for it.
I was arguing against Anil on this exact on this topic of LGBTQ, and like when I went back on it, I realized, holy shit, he was correct. I was so wrong.
Why?
I can't wait for that episode. If we even get that far, ominous.
But anyway, I just want to say one more thing, right?
Uh-huh.
There is a problem with because the biggest argument I hear against LGBTQ, besides the way that they're portrayed, like these parades where it's just random guys twerking, making everything sexualized. I agree with you, Ibrahim. I think it's just why you don't have to portray yourselves like that. Why would you need to do that, right?
Mm.
If anything, it's ostracizing you more from the traditional people that you're trying to convince that this is okay, right?
Uh-huh.
But the biggest argument I hear against it is that it's not natural, right?
I don't know who said that, honestly.
Well, that's the biggest argument I come across on the internet everywhere. Basically, it's not natural. It doesn't occur in nature or all that. Well, it does, but it's a problem. It's an appeal to nature fallacy. Like, just because something's natural doesn't mean it's okay. Just because something isn't natural doesn't mean it's bad either.
2
know what I
minutes.
The biggest argument I've heard is like the general structure of how families are supposed to be. Like if your mom was to just decide to marry a woman, for example,
Yeah.
or like, and like you were to get adopted, and you'd have two mothers, and there's like the whole psychological like role of the father, and like if
Yeah,
a
but
lot of people say that.
that's all been proven wrong by statistics. I've read studies on it. Like,
Yeah, but like I'm just saying that that's like the biggest kind of like counter argument. People say that it ruins the entire family structure, which to be honest is complete trash. But like people say,
what family structure though? Is it
like
is
a man and a
mother
woman,
okay?
a man and a father and a mother and a child, like a
But are
natural
they
child
against
like that.
single mothers then as well, or single fathers?
We don't know. It's like two fathers is more destructive than one father, kind of like, or two mothers is more
But why
destructive than a
though?
single
How
mother.
could that possibly be more destructive?
Look, man,
You've
I'm
got
not
one more-
I'm not defending that. But I don't agree with that. point
Anyway,
either,
yeah,
right?
basically those people are just stupid. They're trying to find a reason for being misogynistic.
Yeah, and we'll find a thrilling conclusion in season 2, episode 2, right? I've got a whole map like planned out of episodes if we even get that far. Ominous
Wow,
warning.
we've gone for conspiracy theories about LGBTQ. Wow.
We might have to make a conspiracy. We might have to make a conspiracy theory about the survival of this podcast. Ominous.
Yeah.
Ominous message.
Anyway, Ibrahim, do you use a fridge?
Yes.
Do you use a microwave?
Yes.
You're on your laptop right now.
Are you about to say something about natural stuff?
That's not natural, is it?
Oh, I knew it.
Is that
Made
wrong?
out of natural parts,
Is it
okay?
wrong? Is it wrong?
It was made by a human that's natural, okay?
Is it wrong? Though? Is it wrong to be doing it? It's wrong
And-
now, isn't it?
Thank you so much for watching Unproblematic episode 11.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's coming up next, boys? If we can even wrangle the people together. Ominous,
favourite.
um, ominous.
My favorite.
Let's see if Salad play music, please. Thank you.
Guys, bring all your friends, because I'll tear them apart one by one. I'm joking.
I
slowly.
like how Junaid messaged me right now. He's like, I'm gonna join in and listen in, and we're about to do the outro. We're doing the outro, Junaid. You joined a bit late. All right. Well, thank you to Sona
Oh, yeah, no problem.
and Suleiman, and especially our recorder man Sparko, who's not gonna say anything because he's muted.
Ibrahim, you forgot yourself. Come on, mate.
Wait, hang on a second, all right? Thank you to myself. Thank you to Junaid for gracing us with his presence on the outro. Okay. Anything you want to say, lads?
No, just subscribing it. I mean,
Oh, yeah, conspiracy theories are fun, but there's no viable argument against being gay. So, just saying.
Yeah, no, I like conspiracy theories. They make things interesting. I think they're very fun. Also, Suleiman's gonna have a candy business on a white van. Go support that. We'll put a link to it if Suleiman wants that.
What's it called? Is it called All Natural?
It's called
my
conspiracy. It's called Conspiracy Kingdom or something.
No, make sure it's all natural ingredients, alright, Solomon? No manufacturing process whatsoever.
alright.
Alright, use your white van, okay? In a white van, sell the candy.
Yeah. White one,
Oh,
definitely.
sweet, we're in the UK, alright? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just gonna steal 50k from Sammy right now, actually.
I've got a 70% share in Cinnamon's business. He didn't even know about it yet.
oh my
Alright, cool.
God.
Alright, see you a lot later then. Bye bye.
Bye.
Play the music.
Bye.